You're listening to the Ish They Don't Tell You podcast with Denys and Serena Nicole.
Let's go. Hey, welcome back, guys. This is Denise Fluid, your Chief Encouragement Officer.
And Serena Nicole, your pampered bougie princess.
And thank you for coming back and tuning in today. Don't forget to send in your Hey Sis letters to heysis at theishtheydon'ttellyu.com. And yeah, we look forward to those letters coming in.
Yes. They can be about anything, relationship problems, career problems, or even if you just want to share good news and let us know how much you enjoyed the show.
Yes.
Please send those in.
Yes.
All right, so what are we going to talk about today?
Hey.
All right, so today we are going to talk about something that I'm pretty sure a lot of you have dealt with or have thought about doing.
But you felt judged, like me.
Yes, feeling judged, and that is online dating. Mm-hmm. I know. Dun, dun, dun. So I don't know. Online dating, I've heard horror stories. I've heard great stories and outcomes. Me, myself, I have been on and throughout the spectrum from awful to great. So it just kind of just depends on the season and even what platform you're on and all of that.
Yes, that makes a difference. It makes a difference, the platform and your mentality going into it. Like, I think you have to have the right mindset an open mind going into it, because the foolishness is at an all-time high.
All-time high.
Foolery. But there are people, I do know of a couple of people that have dated people that they met online and eventually got married and have, great relationships. So, not all of us are out here in these streets looking crazy.
Hey, and sometimes I want to be like, what was your secret? What was the sauce? Like, what were you looking for? What happened?
Was your prayer?
Yes, because clearly.
It's real out here. It's real.
Yeah.
But I do remember when I first started thinking about it, a lot of people weren't open to online dating. Like, it was still being seen as, like, years ago.
Okay.
It's been a while. And some people were like, oh, they just seem so scary, or, some real crazy people out here. But I think you have to be on the right platform and, of course, not put yourself out there, like, be giving folks your addresses and stuff, like, early on.
Right.
So you do have to be careful, but I think it's an acceptable way to meet someone, especially when, if you have a child or if you're just busy in your life or in your career where you don't have a lot of time to go out and meet people. That's the perfect way to meet someone.
Yeah. So what platforms have you been on? I know I've been on Bumble, Tinder, OkCupid, and then Match when they had that Blizzard and Chill, like, free for 3 months thing.
Yeah. And I've done all those except OkCupid.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so you were on Bumble?
Oh, no, gosh. I signed up, but I never went to it and, searched through. But yeah, I created an account. That's as far as I got.
As far as it went.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But I haven't tried OkCupid. I haven't done that one.
I don't suggest it. Well, you know what? I'm not even going to say that because, like, my good for online dating was the summer of 16. So 2016, I was like in an in-between stage where I was going to quit my job and I was going back to school for my post-bac program so I could take all of my science classes that I needed for med school. So I was like, I know I'm going to be studying 24/7, which I was. I literally was studying 8 hours a day. So I was like, this summer I'm just going to wild out. And so I was on Tinder, Bumble, and OkCupid. And I found 2 people on Tinder and 1 person on OkCupid. And they were all, like, cool. Like, all of them owned houses. They had their own car. They had good jobs. And it was just, like, good. They
had the basics.
The basics. They were not, and they were different, too. So one was... he was Trinidadian and Egyptian. The other one was Ghanaian, and then the other one was just like this country boy from Griffin. Okay. Griffin, Georgia. So I had a good little mix. That's and it was like, it was cool. Like, of course, none of them led to anything, but I had fun.
That's all that matters. Sometimes, there are seasons.
Right.
Yeah, where it's just meant to be a fun season.
And it was fun.
That's good.
It was a lot of fun. So, yeah, so that was good. And then I got off of them because, of course, I had to study for that year. And so once that year was over and I was looking for the job that I have now. And so when I got that job, I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to start dating again. And that's when I had got on Bumble, I think. It was Bumble because I told you and you were like, oh, Lord, okay.
Right, yeah.
And then
I hadn't followed through with any online dating up until I met you.
Yeah.
I was just like, I had friends that had set up me accounts and I just didn't follow through with it. I was forced to do online dating. It was like forced. So I didn't follow through with it until we started working together.
Yeah. So actually, you know what? I started a little bit before we started working together because then that's when I had my really bad experience that went to a medium bad experience. But yeah, I was back on OkCupid. I don't know why I was doing that. And so one person I was talking to, the one I had showed you those text messages where he was like, he was a manly man. Yeah. And he wrote his whole bio. And it was just really weird because he just kept this manly man persona up. Right. Like, even when he called and I didn't answer the phone and he left a message, and then the next day he texted me and was like, oh, did you get my message? I hope I sound manly enough. And I was like, sir, what is wrong with you? Right. Like, why are you so... You giving me, I beat women impressions. Like, I don't understand. Why are you so concerned about, like...
Sounding manly, being manly. Like, and so just show up as who you are. Right. And it's my job to accept you or reject you. Right. That's
and like, for preference, like I do say, I guess... quote unquote want a manly man, like I say, sometimes I do want to be thrown around a little bit. All right. But you don't have to keep reminding me this. Like, right. That's strange.
Yeah, especially you haven't even met me. We haven't gotten to know each other. You already putting yourself out there as macho. Like, there's definitely something behind that.
And so I was like, this is uncomfortable, so I'm not going to do this. And then I met someone right before I started, and he was new here. He was from Philly. And I should have, had I known what I know now, once I heard the words Philly, I should have ran the other way.
There's some good men from Philly, though. There are some.
On the next episode, we're going to tell you why I think the whole state of Pennsylvania, Delaware, and New Jersey are trash. That's for another episode. But when you listen to the episode and you be like, oh, now I know why Serena said run. Run. If you see a man from Philly, Delaware, or Jersey, run in the other direction. Trash states. Trash.
Trash states.
Trash. But anywho, so met this guy. He was my type. He was nice, little red bone on his side. He was nice, tall, everything. He was really super, super cute. But he was late all the time, and I was like, I just can't deal with the lateness. Like, I know myself, I can be about 5 to 10 minutes late whenever. But when you 30, 20 minutes late, like, it's a no for me. And I kept giving
you don't value my time.
Right. Yeah. And so I kept giving you chance after chance after chance, and you're still late. So our final date, we went to this really nice place, and, it was like one of my favorites. They had really good food. And so he was late, of course. And so he knew I was irritated because I was sitting at the table. And so he got there. And so he was like, ooh, I forgot something. I have to run to the car to get it. And something just went off in my mind. And I was like, that nigga come back with some flowers. I promise you, I am done.
If he come back with some flowers, that you're going to be done? Okay, keep going because I don't understand where this is
You
going.
are late. There are no flowers. You have always been late. Flowers can't save you, bruh. Like, no. So, of course, we were sitting like on the closed-in patio. So, of course, about 2-3 minutes later, I see his ass skipping and running with some flowers in his hand. I said, that's it. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Just skinning and grinning with these flowers that he done got off the side of the road from Jose. And
I didn't know he got the flowers off the side of the road for Jose.
They was in like this little pink little vase.
But it was a thought, though. It was a thought that count.
It was a thought after you were late. You didn't get them before you were late. You got them after you were late. So you're saying
that he ran out of this place and when it got some...
No, what I'm saying is you realized you were late on your way and you was like, oh, well, let me just get her some flowers to make up for it. No.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean,
he was always late.
Okay.
So he brought them little flowers, and I was just like, oh, thank you.
Oh, that's how you said it, real right.
Basically. Thanks.
Okay.
It's over. So our waiter comes, and he's just like real hostile with the waiter. And I'm like, why is he talking so aggressive to this man? The man is just trying to explain the menu.
Right.
What's going on?
He was being aggressive.
Yeah, because the man couldn't really hear him. And so he was like, I'm sorry. And so he was just like this and da-da-da. He was like using his hands and everything. And I was like, oh, this is a bit much. Mm-hmm. So we get to ordering. And so he said, yeah, I'll take an order of the frittates. And I was like, frittates? I was like, I didn't see that on the menu. That sounds good. What are frittates? And then I looked. And so the waiter looked and he said, okay, what order of the frits? I said, oh.
And this was an African-American?
Yes, this adds to the list of why I do not, and I'm not trying to stereotype anybody, but I just can't, after my experiences, I just can't do Americans. I can't do it. I can't.
Even though you're part American?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, technically not really because my mom has more Caribbean blood than American blood.
But you're still...
But my father is full blood.
You're American, ma'am.
I'm like, I like to refer to myself as like Caribbean American or Jamaican. But anywho.
But you're still American.
A quarter.
You can't, but see, there are still good African American
guys. And there
are,
but the way that I want to, and this is getting off subject, but still, the way that I want to raise my family,
so you're basically telling God that this is what you want. This is what I want. If you have an African American man for me, I don't want him.
I believe that's what God wants for me as well, because he's sending me these trash Americans.
Well, he said you some trash other ones too.
Oh, he has. Yes, he has. But it's been more good.
Okay, I mean, I don't think it's.
But I mean, and that's no slight. I don't want it to come off as any slight to like American people. No, of course. No, I don't, because there are some of my best friends are American.
Oh, that makes it better.
Some of my best friends are American.
That makes it so much better. You're not any different from the other ones who claim they're a few little black friends.
Right?
That's the same
my
thing.
Best male friends are American. But no,
hey,
like that's not trash.
I'm raising one, point, so I'm all for African American men. But I'm also open, you know.
Like I mean, at this point, of course, I'm not going to be picky, but I would prefer someone of Africa. Well, we're all African, but someone of African or Caribbean.
Okay.
Anywho, but where was I? I forgot.
He was being aggressive with the waiter.
Yeah, he was being aggressive. He ordered his frittates, which were frits, and then he ordered some wings or something, and I had some kind of goat cheese. I don't know, something, whatever. So we're sitting there, and I'm just, at this point, I'm through. I know I'm not going to talk to him anymore.
So you're not engaging in conversation?
No, it's dry. And he's like, well, you know, I know that you're mad at me, and da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah. So we just sitting there.
So the conversation is really dry.
Dry.
Okay.
Dry. Desert dry.
And this is y'all's first date?
No.
Oh, no. Y'all have been out.
Or the third.
Y'all have been out to dinner or drink coffee and stuff like that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So the waiter comes back, gives us our food. We're eating, like, you know, we're sharing the little plates or whatever. And we had wings. So it was the end. And so he asked the waiter, he was like, oh, do you have any wet naps? And so the waiter is like, no, but I can bring extra napkins. And he's like, oh, no, that's okay because I still have this water I haven't really drunk out of. And I was like, huh? What are you talking about that for? And so I guess he saw the look on my face, and he was like, yeah, I'll just dip my hand in the water.
Oh, not dip your hand in the water, sir.
Sir, you're going to do what? Run that by me again. You're going to do what? The mindset in my God, stick his hand in the water, man. What are you talking about? You gonna stick your hand in the water?
And he did.
No, because then he saw the more puzzled look on my face. Uh-huh. And he was like, oh, is that, that's too hood for you? That's not bougie enough for you? Well, I guess I'll go to the bathroom and wash my hands then. I don't want to embarrass you. You weren't going to embarrass me. You was going to embarrass yourself by sticking your nasty hands in this water, this cup of water that is for drinking. And so that's how I knew I was really done. Because we were supposed to go out somewhere else to go dancing or something. I was like, I'm ready to go. Mm-hmm.
So what happened when he came back?
So I was like, oh, okay, this has been nice. I think I'm going to call it a night. He was like, oh, you don't want to go to so-and-so anymore? I'm a little bit tired. I want to go home. Mm-hmm. And home I went.
Did he pay?
Yeah, of course. Serena does not pay.
Okay, well, you did pay one time.
Yes, I did, and we'll get to that. And we will get to that, too. I feel like I just have all these experiences. We will get to that, too.
Okay.
So, and so I sent my little, nice text. Thank you once again for dinner. Mm-hmm. And that was it.
That was it. He never reached back out.
He did, but
you didn't respond.
Not at all.
Okay. So you don't think it would have been appropriate to tell him, you were consistent, like give him just, a little feedback. Kind of.
I had already told him that he was consistently late before that. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to do better. And his excuse was, I'm new to the city and blah, blah, blah. You have Google like the rest of us. Mm-hmm. Stop playing. No, I'm not going to take that
you just have to leave early.
Right.
Yeah, so. I understand that. I understand, like, respecting your time. Like, you don't want to. If they don't value your time, they're not going to value you. I do agree with that. Now, things are going to happen from time to time. You never know what the traffic going to be like in the city. But, consistently being late, that will bother me too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, what experience have you had? What experience have you had?
I really haven't had much experience, like, in person. Like, so when you first started working there, we signed up for Match.
Yeah, that was like around, was it Thanksgiving? Because it was 3 months. I think
it was.
It was because you had called me.
Yeah, it was. It was because the first guy that reached out to me on Match was like trying to invite himself to Thanksgiving dinner. And I was like, sir, like it was like the day before Thanksgiving, and I was like, yeah, I'm down here with my family in Valdosta. He was like, oh, okay, well, what time y'all gonna eat tomorrow, and I can come through.
What?
No, we're not gonna do that.
I don't know.
No, you don't get a reply. Like, why do you feel like that's okay? Like, I don't know, maybe it was a joke. I don't know, but yeah, he didn't get a reply because I feel like he was serious.
Yeah.
But oh, you didn't talk about the profiles, like what you look for in your profiles. But I guess I can go first and then you can go. So on the profile, one of the things that bothers me is when people put pictures of them and their kids on their profile.
Really? What
yes, because I feel like a lot of men use their kids to try to get women because they know that we see value in, if you value your kids and you put your kids as a priority, they know women appreciate that. Okay. So I feel like not all of them, because there are a lot of men that do take care of their kids and do even have custody of their kids. Mm-hmm. But like, if all your pictures are with you and your kids, or just your kid, you and your kid taking a selfie and you got y'all picture up there, like, I don't feel like kids need to be on the dating site.
That's true.
That's just I don't like that.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, with the guy that was talking about, being the manly man, I don't like when men on their profiles, because I go straight to the description. Like, sometimes I'll bypass the pictures and be like, what they talking about, though.
Right.
So men that be like, oh, I want a submissive woman, and all you independent women out here, if you're not looking for a man, if you don't want nobody to take care of you, and open your door. Like, sir, why are you so angry? why are you so angry? Like, I understand that there are women that don't want men to do anything for them and feel like, they got to be overpowering. I get that. But most women out here in these streets,
please open my door.
Yes, they are not out here trying to say, "Oh, I got my own house. I got my own car. Look, work hard. You a bad
like, sir,
no. We're on here for a reason. We are here. We are here with you on this journey.
Right.
So there's no need for you to put all that in your profile because that's a turn off. You already mad.
Right.
Like, why are you so mad? So I don't like stuff like that. Like, just be you. You know what I'm saying? Because now you projecting, what you feel inside, and you projecting your own issues on the other people. Everybody's not going to be like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's calm down in our profiles and just tell us a little bit about who you are. If you have kids, what do you do, all that kind of stuff. But let's lay off the I want me a submissive woman.
Now I will say, but I told you that man had in his profile. If you talk over your man, swipe left. I was so tickled by that I had to swipe right.
But that is funny though.
I was so
that is funny.
I said, "Oh, that's funny." So I immediately swiped right because I was like, "That is too hilarious."
Oh, but man. Yeah, that's funny. So I just like, just being authentic, and like when we have conversations, or we messaging, or we talking, or whatever. Just be you. Be real. Don't feel like you have to be anybody else. And definitely don't feel like you gotta lie about what it is that you do. Like,
right.
It'd be a lot of them on there talking about they got 7 or 8 jobs, and I just be like, how are you doing that? Like, it's not nearly possible for you to be working 7 or 8 jobs.
But more importantly, why are you working?
That's true too.
Jobs?
That's true too.
You said I had 7 to 8 sources of income,
right?
Jobs?
Yeah, exactly. Like, how are you doing all this? Now you sound like you lying, and then the fact that you can't explain to me what it is that you do,
right?
Is a red flag. Like, how do you not know what you do?
Right.
If you do it every day, how do you not know what you do? How?
And it's crazy because I was telling you, one of my friends was dealing with this too because she's in pharmacy school. And so when she was doing online dating and telling people, about pharmacy school, and also she's starting to invest in like this really big business. And so some men would feel like they would have to one up her. And it's like, sir, no, I'm not telling you all of this. I'm just telling you this because this is what I do. And we're trying to get to know each other. You don't have to one up me and be like, oh, well, I would have finished my master's degree or my doctor's degree.
Doesn't matter.
This happened. I don't care.
I don't care that you were one class away from your master's degree.
Do you have sources of income? Do you pay your bills?
Exactly. And because you don't have to have no degree. You don't have to have no degree to have a good. There's a lot of people out here making a whole lot more money than what we make, and they don't have a degree. Like, you don't have to defend that you were 1 or 2 classes away from your bachelor. You don't have to defend that. Are you working? Are you paying your bills? If you have kids, are you taking care of your kids? Are you prioritizing your family? Like, that's what matters. Where are you in your faith? Like, do you believe?
Yes.
Like, so. Yeah, we don't care. We don't care about that.
We don't.
And you don't have to feel like you one up someone just because they have degrees and you feel less than. Because there's a whole lot of us, like I said, making less than people that don't have degrees.
Right.
Like, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. So yeah, those are some of my main things that I'm looking for. And then the utmost red flag is when you start automatically talking about sex. Like,
yeah, I can't stand that.
What you want to do, what positions you like. Like,
sir, I don't know you.
I don't even know your birthday. Like,
what's your last name?
Exactly. I don't even know you. This is not that type of party. And while there are people out there that are looking for that hookup, you should, from reading my profile, if you read my profile, you should know that I'm looking for a serious relationship, or something that leads to a serious relationship.
Right.
Of course, we have to get to know each other, but why do you feel like I'm ready for you to stick it? Like, I'm not, that's not what I'm here for.
too sticky.
I'm not here for that.
Woo.
So yeah, that's the immediate. You don't get a reply. Like you don't even get an explanation. You don't even get an exit interview.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
We're not. Yeah. You're gone. And people that just act weird. Like, have you had people that just act weird?
Like weird. Like how?
Like they just say, "How are you?" And you say, "Oh, I'm doing well. How are you?" And they say, "Oh, I'm good."
Oh yeah, I hate
and then
that.
You don't say nothing else. Like you can't hold a conversation.
But then those be the first ones in their profile to be like, I don't want no pen pals. If you don't know how to hold a conversation, then don't bother. But
you gotta start.
You have to start. And you don't know how to hold one either. I don't understand. Like, I'm not going to sit here and ask you 100 questions. Yeah. No.
Right. Yeah, we're not going to go back and forth.
What do you want to know? I'm not going to,
Right. I'd much rather, type up a paragraph than to go back and forth with two-word answers and be doing this all. Like, that's very elementary to me.
Yes.
And then you just, like, you don't have any kind of... So I'm like, I really don't want to talk to you. Like, if you can't ask me questions or have conversation back and forth a few times over the instant messages, like, I know it's not called instant messages anymore, but that's what we're going to go with. Like, we can't have a conversation.
Right.
No.
Crazy.
Yeah. So.
But, that's mine. Then, of course, y'all should know by now that I am a grammar fiend. I don't want to say Nazi. I'm the grammar patrol. Yes, I am. So if you send me a message saying how, letter R, letter U, doing number 2 day, it's an automatic match. It's an automatic block. What are you doing? It does not take that time.
It doesn't take much longer.
Every phone that I know, iPhone, Android, Windows, when you start typing, it comes up with the word that you're probably wanting to type. And you can just press space and it will give it to you. Right. Why are you doing this? That is ill. That's so unattractive. No,
yes,
bye.
It is. It really is. It doesn't irk me as bad as it irks you.
Yeah, it irks
me. But
it's,
it does feel kind of lazy when you can't type out the whole word. It's like, what else are you lazy about?
Right.
But you can't type out the whole word,
right?
The whole sentence. So that bothers me.
So
too.
That's mine. But like everything you said, I think that's about me too. And of course, I give preferential treatment to Africans and Caribbeans first.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but like I said, I'm open.
So, are you?
I am. I really am.
Subconsciously.
What? Huh?
Subconsciously, like not you thinking about it, but subconsciously, because you said at the beginning of this episode, and I quote, "African American Negroes are trash."
I didn't say they were trash. I said I've had trash ones. I didn't say all of them are trash because I know all of them are not trash.
Yes,
I know they're all not trash.
I'm just messing with you.
But like I said, it's just a preference. Yeah. Like it or not, I mean, everyone has their preference.
Everybody has their preference. Absolutely.
So, but like I said, I'm not just going to be like, no, because you're American, no.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was trying to think what else.
You never told us about your experience. We have to save the best for last.
So as I, before I met Serena, I really hadn't met anyone personally that I know that had experiences with online dating. So, we're kind of comparing notes and talking about all the stuff that we're talking about now, like how they, ask simple questions and give, provide simple answers and just all the stuff that bothers us. So I met this one guy when I was looking on Match.com. I had talked to a couple of guys, a Thanksgiving guy. There was another guy that was ready to meet up immediately. Mm-hmm. There was another guy that he just wanted to chat all day. Like, sir, no, we're not gonna keep with these simple 1-word, 2-word. No, I'm not gonna do this.
Right.
So then I met this other guy. He was really cute. He really reminded me a lot of one of my exes. Mm-hmm. I even showed Serena this picture of comparing the two, and I sent it to my best friend too, and they were like, "Yeah, that's kind of scary."
Yep.
But this guy, he was, really cool. Still don't know what he does. because he was never very clear on what it is that he did. But I was like, okay, but he's cool. I can over like I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna find out who you are and what you do. But so we were talking on the phone and we were having good conversations and everything. And so we decided to meet up at Starbucks one Saturday evening. And I was really excited. I was, getting my hair done, like really.
Yes, and
putting a lot of effort
yes,
into this.
Look like absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. And so, and of course I, looked over his pictures and he was sending like quote unquote recent pictures, which, we'll get to that in a moment. And I was really looking forward to meeting this guy. So I get to the Starbucks. First of all, I text him like 3 hours before we were supposed to go. Like just want to confirm that we're meeting at this place. We were meeting at Starbucks. Well, he didn't respond. He didn't respond until like 45 minutes before I was supposed to leave. But I still was like, I'm still gonna go ahead and get dressed. Maybe he is not around. Like I don't know. I don't know why he wouldn't respond. So anyway, we get there and he called me. I was sitting in the car. He called me and said that he was walking up to the place. So I get out of the car because I'm parked directly in front of the Starbucks. And as he's walking towards me, I was like, he doesn't look the way that he looks in his pictures.
Y'all, but I have to interject. When I say so, Denise did not tell. She was telling us the story in bits and pieces, and it finally came down to it when she told us the whole story. And when I said we had to walk outside of work because we were causing such a ruckus, a mess.
Yeah. I was shamed.
You were shamed.
Shame is a horrible thing. Shame is a horrible thing.
But even to tell your friends the real story,
I don't care. Listen, shame is real. I was plumb embarrassed.
Oh my God.
I was so embarrassed. I was
gosh.
like, I put all this time and effort into getting dressed and getting ready and going to meet, putting a little makeup on, like, and to show up to this. And so, first of all, it was, what month was it? It was, it was hot. It was like not fall, but not spring either.
Yeah. So
I can't even remember what it was, but doesn't matter when it was. It wasn't cold enough for a bubble jacket. Like that, it wasn't cold enough for that. So he had on like this bubble jacket and it was zipped all the way up. And then he had these jeans on. And I just remember him being like super tall. Mm-hmm. And the bottom of his body was really small. Like.
So what did you say? What you said you thought when you saw him? You said, wow.
Oh, yeah. When he was walking towards me, I was like, wow. Like, this, you look totally different.
You didn't say something, wow. He little at the bottom.
Because he was. And it wasn't like a proportionate, like, it was.
Like a inverted triangle?
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, he was. And then he had on dress shoes with some jeans and a bubble jacket. And I was just like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? So, but, I looked beyond that. Mm-hmm. I looked past that and I was like, I'm still going to go in there. Like, style that can change. That, that's work wittable.
Okay.
So we get into the place and order our drinks and we're just sitting up there having a conversation. And he is just like super touchy. Like rubbing on my leg. We were sitting on like these stools, just rubbing on my legs. And then he started like coming towards me, like looking me in my eyes, like
God,
gazing. Then he started coming towards me, trying to kiss me, and I'm like dodging. And then he kept, giving me little pecks on the cheek, and I was just like, "This is you're too touchy. You're too touchy." So we were there probably about an hour and 15 minutes, okay conversations, and we were getting ready to leave. And he's, walked me to my car, opened the door. So I'm just kind of standing in, inside the door. And I was like, yeah, I had a good time. He was like, I really hope I can see you again. are you headed home? Like suggesting that maybe I wanted to come to his house. And I was like, no, I'm going to go ahead and go home. I'm going to go get my child and go home. And then he proceeds to tongue me. Like, slob. Just, it was just too much. It was too much for her. So I'm like leaning up against my car like, sir, get off me. Like, like, what are you doing? Why are you all in my mouth? Yeah, it was too much. Gosh. It was too much. Mm-hmm. He was just being way too forceful, like pulling me. And I was like, no, yeah, this is not going to work. So I got in my car and he called to make sure that I got home. And then maybe a day or two after that, I was like, hey, he was like, how was your day? I was like, it was good. And then it just kind of ended like that. But I was just very, very turned off by the fact that, first of all, you're not the same person. Like, you know how to work your angles. Like, what dude works angles for pictures that he's posting on, a dating website? Like, who does that? Like, I thought I had seen a full body picture, but it wasn't the same body. It wasn't the same body. Like, just be honest. Just be honest and let people accept you for who you are. Like, that was just too much. Yeah. So, needless to say, that was done. And after that, I was burned. I was like,
oh, and what about his pictures weren't really recent either? Remember he told you he was in Jamaica or something?
Yeah, so when we first started talking, like the first week we started talking, he said that he was going on vacation to Jamaica. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay. So he went on vacation, and while he was, the second or third day while he was there, he was texting me, just like, oh, I'm having a good time, sending me these pictures. And I never even put two and two together. Mm-hmm. The same pictures that he's sending me were already on his profile. Sir, you weren't even on vacation. You were lying. Like, why? Why do we have to do that? So it was just too many. It was too many signs. Just too much. Yeah. He was way too forceful, way too touchy for me. Meeting you for the first time, and so I was like, this is not gonna work. So I was very discouraged after that. Yeah. Not saying that I wouldn't try it again, but I was very discouraged after that. It was too much. We had some good laughs.
Yes, we had some good laughs off of that because we were all like getting you ready. Mm-hmm. AC had went over there to help you get ready. Yeah. And it oh my God, it was awful.
Yeah, it was too much.
I thought that it was good.
Yeah, because he was calling like in the middle of the day.
No, I'm saying after the date.
Oh, after the date. Oh, yeah, after I told y'all that I was going home and,
everything went good. Yeah, and then little bit by little bit, the real started to come out.
Yeah. I was so embarrassed. I was like, because it was just too much leading up to it. It was too much.
Yeah, it was. Because he was calling you at work. He was having conversations.
Yeah, it was too much hype. It was way too much hype. So, I'm just not really interested in doing it right now, but not saying that I wouldn't be open to it again because I do think, it's a good way to meet people and because, I'm not really out in the streets like that all the time. So, I don't know.
Well, I guess I'll tell y'all about the first and only time I had to pay. So, met this guy. He was Nigerian. And he was in law school or something. And so I was like, he's okay. Let me just see. His conversation was good. Everything, blah, blah, blah. So after work one day, we met at an ice cream shop. And he pulled up, and I was like, he okay. Mm-hmm. He a little nerdy. He's a little weird, but that's fine. Like, okay. So he paid for the ice cream or whatever. We had conversation, and then we were like, okay, we'll meet up again. And so I was telling y'all, I was like, he's not really my type, but okay.
Yeah, you'll be open.
And then that night, I received a picture text message, and I was like, no, Jesus. This is too soon. Because automatically when you think that you meet a guy and they're sending you a picture text after meeting, more than likely it's a dick pic. Right. And I'm like, no, why? Like, no. So I didn't even open it. I didn't open it until the next day. And when I when I opened it, it was a picture of his bicep with the words saying, what did he say? Tell me something. When you go to sleep, tonight, just imagine these holding you. And I said, oh no. What kind of cornball mess is this? This is crazy. So, I'm ready to come back like, what is this? And so, of course, Mal had to calm me down. I was like, no, yeah, it is corny. But maybe just tell him, hey, I don't think, that was kind of appropriate. I found it a little strange. It could have been blah, blah, blah. It could have been. Yeah. So I told him that. And he was like, oh, well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. He was like, something on your profile. You said that you liked, cuddles or blah, blah, blah. So I was just trying to make it funny. And I was like, oh, okay. Sure. So I let it slide. So, again, we decided to meet again. And it was at Topgolf. So we meet at Topgolf or whatever, and we get there, and he's like, oh, I'm not really that hungry, but, you can get something or whatever if you like. So we're at the bar eating and drinking. And so the girl is like, oh, are you guys ready for the ticket? And he's like, no, blah, blah, blah. So she comes again, and she's like, are you ready? Because my shift is over in 15 minutes. I'm about to leave, and, I served you guys. And so I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And he didn't say anything. So she comes back and is like, hey, so, I'm getting ready to leave. And I served you guys with the intention that you were going to pay before I left. I'm not trying to come off aggressive or anything, but I just want to know. So if you're not going to pay right now, I'm going to have to transfer the ticket to the person that's coming over. But, I did serve you guys. And I was like, yeah, you did. You did quality service, blah, blah, blah. And so he's still just sitting there like,
no, I'm not ready to pay.
And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? And so I'm feeling really, really bad. Like, what is the problem? So I said, you know what? Whatever. I got it. Here's my card. Because he don't look like I'm like, what's going on? He not going to pay? What? Right. Because it would be unfair that she did give really good service, and you're not going to get your tip or ticket or whatever because he acting stupid.
Exactly.
So I paid for it or whatever, and she's like, thank you so much. And so she's looking at him, and so she said, girl, I'm so sorry. I said, it's fine because this is it. So after that's done or whatever, he's like, oh, thank you so much. I got next time. And I'm thinking there's not going to be next time. And so what really pissed me off is that he started going on this tyrant about, that's why I don't date American girls because they have all these attitudes and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, sir, no. This is what we're not going to do. Right. Because you were dead wrong. If you did not have the money or whatever to pay.
She served you. So why do you feel like you
Why? You wait until the last minute. And so at that time, I was like, I'm done. Whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm ready to go. So we walking back to my car. He walks me back to my car. And, I'm like, okay, I guess I'll give him a hug. I hug him, and he proceeds to pick me up in the air and turn me around. I said, oh,
Put me down.
Put me down. Sir, what do you think? No, leave me alone. Put me down. I'm ready to go.
I pay for your food and your drink. No.
So when I got home, I was like, I can't let this fly. So I texted him, and I was like, yo, I think that was real foul what you did. If you weren't intending to pay or whatever, or if you didn't have it, you should have let me know, blah, blah, blah. And then he hit me back saying, well, I did tell you that I wasn't really that hungry, and I didn't think that we were going to eat. So why the hell did we go to the bar and you ordered something to eat if you were not hungry?
Just say that if you didn't have the money to pay, then why invite me?
Right. Yeah. And so I was just like, whatever. So I ain't text him or nothing. So a few days later, he texted like, hey, how are you doing? I thought we were going to plan on meeting up. And I said, no, I haven't heard from you. And then he tried to get smart and said, oh, okay. Well, I'm doing good, too. I don't care how you are. That's why I didn't ask. I don't care. There's a reason why I didn't ask. But yeah, I was just like, oh, this is just too much.
These online dating streets.
It's absolutely
real.
Too much.
Too much. Way too much. All right, so let's have a moment of clarity. So, we talked about online dating, and for me, I guess it would mean, y'all heard about my experience with with shame and just not wanting to go back into the online dating. I didn't go back into my profile, anything. It was just, that was it for me. That was enough for me. And I'm sure a lot of people have had that experience. Like, once you have a bad experience, you're like, oh, I'm done with that. All of them are bad. All of them are like this. Right. Like, everybody's out here trying to be something that they're not. So, so I guess the moment of clarity for me would be just keep going no matter what experience you have. Because everybody is not like that. Like, I said before, some people do have good experiences with online dating. So, like I said before, I would still be open to doing it. I'm just not there yet. So I'm going to get back out there.
Okay. I think my moment of clarity is, like you said, like, don't just completely throw in the towel. You have to go in with the right mindset.
Yes,
if
definitely.
You think you're going to be trash, more than likely you're going to be trash. Yes. You just have to know how to sift out the good and the bad. Also, not being as picky. That was something that I had to deal with because, like I said, summer 16 was good for me for online dating. And I wasn't that picky because I think two out of the three would have been people that I probably wouldn't have necessarily talked to. And they were, like, awesome. So don't be too picky. Yeah, have an open mind. Like, of course, you're going to have your deal breakers, like your hard deal breakers. But, don't be so picky to the point where you just not.
And that's in real life, too.
Yeah, that's true,
when you're meeting people. Because sometimes you never know why you're meeting people. Like Miss Rochelle said one time, like, you never know what they're supposed to be in your life. They just may be a friend, or a really good friend that you could have to talk to about dating. So just having an open mind on the type of people that we allow into our lives. I think that's a really good point. True.
But also do have, like, deal breakers and everything going into it. Like, one for me is if you had one or two words on your profile, like, it's a no for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're not taking this serious or you just don't really care.
Right.
So I would be just like, nah, that's not it. But
totally.
But with the pickiness, like, especially of looks, like, of course he has to be decent.
Yeah.
You have to be able to look at him in his face.
Definitely.
But like, he doesn't have to be Tyson Becker.
Exactly.
So y'all need to learn from these Nigerian girls. They don't care how you look as long as you can pay them bills. I'd be like, sis, how are you with him? But then I see that you are taken care of.
Right. Yeah. So, you got to keep an open mind. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's all that we have for you today.
This was good.
It was. It was really. It was kind of like a venting session.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we hope that you enjoyed it. And if you have any, like, online experiences or any tips, tricks, or whatever, please let us know. Let us know. You can reach us you can email us at heyssis@theishtheydon'ttellyu.com.
Yes.
You can hit us up on the gram at theishttheydon'ttell. You can hit me up, Serena Nicole, at I am Serena Nicole on Instagram.
And I can be found,
excuse me, had a little frog in your
on Instagram at Denys and Serena.
Yes, so.
And
what else? Just let us know about your online experiences.
Okay, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your podcast. Yes, as always, it has been so fun speaking with you all. We will see you next week. Lord willing and the creek don't rise. All right, bye, y'all. Bye.